What is up, you guys? David Short Fitness here. I am just celebrating my 25th birthday. Birthday was yesterday, and it's going to be the top of the week soon. It's about to be the weekend right now. Once Monday rolls around, contest prep is starting. So a couple of videos back, I was telling you guys that I wanted to do a show called Junior Nationals. It's normally in Chicago. Last year it was canceled altogether, and I honestly thought it was going to be canceled this year. So did my coach, but they have moved the show. So my coach hit me up, and he was like, hey, you can do that show if you want to do it, and I want to do it. So prep starts Monday. So prep starts in a few days. So I wanted to take this time to introduce you guys to this prep series. This is episode 1 of BAM, By Any Means. So very long story, summarized to be short. I've always had excuses of, like kind of putting competing on the back burner, whether it was, 2017, I had just graduated college. I was kind of like learning how to be an adult a little bit. 2018, I had started taking on, contest prep clients a little bit more. And then 2019, I was buying my house. 2020, we had the pandemic and everything. So this year, I really am in a good place mentally, financially, spiritually, everything, to really just go out and give my all into this prep. So I have no excuses. So I'm putting myself out there like I'm going to find a way to make it happen and get shit done. And that's kind of why I have the theme of By Any Means. So no matter what it takes to get there, whether it's extra cardio, whether it's, eating no carb for a few weeks, whatever it is, I'm going to make it happen. So with that being said, prep is starting Monday. I'm 16 weeks out. The plan is to do the show in Chattanooga Junior Nationals. It's the middle of June. If I don't turn pro there's a show that I did in November called NPC Universe. That one's in South Carolina once again. And if I don't get it there's another show. It's usually in Las Vegas. It might move again with the pandemic, but I'm not sure yet. That's NPC USA's. So those are the 3 shows I have planned. Hopefully I just do one and I'm done, but we'll see how it goes. So that is it. Welcome to the first episode. I'm going to try and give you guys a raw, full, painfully blunt look at my life over the next couple weeks. So, you gotta flip that switch. So we're about to flip that switch and really go into that kind of prep mode. So that being said, first kind of workout of prep, we're gonna hit a back workout. I wanna make it a little bit more raw, a little more instructional. A lot of people struggle with growing their back. And I've kind of showed you guys the back exercise I'd like to do. So now I'm going to get into the nitty gritty of the form, how to perform the exercises, and how to really engage that back to make it grow. So, buckle up, drink your pre-workout, whatever you got to do, what you're doing when you're watching this video. But take some notes and let's go to work. Okay, so first exercise we're going to do is going to be a pre-exhaust exercise. So pre-exhausting is kind of, it's an isolation movement. That way those other muscle groups don't try and take over, right? So I'm gonna try and stretch out those lats with a straight arm pull down. One thing I like to do on this is I put my heels up on a plate. So by doing that, it sounds strange, but I get a little more stretch at the top, and I can really focus on keeping my core tight and keeping my hips back and not letting the weight control me, and I'm controlling the weight. So what we're gonna do here is a lot of people come here and they almost make it a tricep exercise where they just come here and they just move their arms inwards like this, right? So what I want you to do is, that's why I have the heels on the plate. Heels on the plate, almost stick your butt back and out, have that chest up high, pull down and squeeze. So I want you to think about bringing this bar into your hips and keeping that chest up. So one thing that you can do to kind of cheat the system is come here and almost think about raising your chest. So come down and raise the chest. You're gonna try and bring this bar into your belt buckle, okay? So raise up and squeeze. So once you're here, think about bringing the elbows in and raise up. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna focus on shortening those lats as well as lengthening at the top. So you're kind of almost cheating your body's range of motion to get your lat in the longest position as well as the shortest. So we're gonna hit 4 rounds of this, get some blood flow, and then we're gonna go on to something a little bit heavier where we're gonna focus on building up that size.
want to.
Come on. You complain that you want to be in the videos all the time.
I don't want
She complains that she wants to be in the videos all the time. So here she is. Don't be nervous. It's okay.
Stop.
It's literally, it's a camera. Okay. So this is my girlfriend. Look at her rocking the Team David Short merch. This is an OG shirt too. But this is gonna be my biggest supporter during the prep. She's actually going on a little mini cut too. So I think after the shows, whatever one I turn pro at or whenever I'm done, we're gonna try and go on like a little vacation. So even if I don't get a pro card, I'm gonna be the tannest, swollest, most handsome guy on the beach. And my boob's gonna be looking fine as hell with her little mini cut. But I just wanna introduce her to the channel because she's never been there. So if y'all want like a couples Q&A, even like a girls workout, let me know and we'll make that happen. Cool?
Yeah.
I'll have Peter put her Instagram right there. Because she didn't say anything. All right, second set. So one thing I wanted to talk about too, and that's kind of just like the difference between my everyday life and kind of contest prep. So I have a couple of my teammates over there. We have Jack and we have Angelo. We all have the same coach. And we were just talking and I was like, you know, kind of telling them that I'm about to film this prep series and whatever. And, you know, we're just kind of spitballing ideas. And honestly, like, this is my, oh man, this is like my 7th year competing. And at this point, like, whenever I go in an off season, I still eat relatively the same things, right? The portions just increase. I have a little more flexibility with like cheat meals and whatnot. Cardio goes down, but overall it's kind of the same stuff over and over and over again, right? So the only thing that really changes for me in a prep setting is my mindset. And that really is like what needs to develop and carry over going forward is gonna be my mindset. Like, there's gonna be times where I'm hungry and I still gotta do my shit. There's gonna be times where I feel tired and I still gotta do my shit. There's gonna be times where maybe I don't sleep well and I still gotta do my shit. So just knowing that you're putting yourself in this position and you either have to plan ahead for it, prepare for it, whatever you gotta do, you have to know that you have to put all your cards in the deck and make shit happen to get the outcome of whether it's, you know, getting ready for a show, peaking, being your best, gaining, whatever the goal is with this prep, you have to make sure that you're responsible for your own destiny, right? So that's where the mindset comes in, is literally you control so much of the contest prep. You have really no one to blame but yourself. So being prepared, being aware, and being ready to deal with like any adversity that may come your way is what's going to really set yourself apart from anyone else who may be doing a show, doing a diet, or whatever they might be doing fitness related. So just kind of like touch on that a little bit before we kind of touch on the next exercises. But I think it's worth noting because everyone sees us on stage. They see us, you know, all tanned up, they see us shredded, but there's a lot of stuff that comes with it too. There's a lot of hard work, there's a lot of dedication, and there's a lot of suffering too. So I'll touch on that a little bit more and y'all are gonna see it later, but I just wanna put that out there if you're thinking about competing. Next exercise is a staple in any back routine. So we're gonna hit a wide grip lat pull down. So this is probably why my lats are so big. And it's really just a matter of execution as well as that mind muscle connection, right? So many people do a lat pull down incorrectly, and I'm gonna kind of show you guys a few variations of how people do it incorrectly. So the first thing people do is they grip the very ends of the bar. Guys, I'm 6'2", and this is too wide for me, okay? So it's kind of like the terminology. It's kind of like what I said in the last chest video with the closed grip bench press. As long as it's closer than your normal grip, you're good. Same thing with the wide grip lat pull down. If this is shoulder width apart, if you're here, that's wide. So some people come here with the bar and that's way too wide and they can't get a full contraction because they're restricted there. Another thing that people do is that they'll come here and their grip might be okay, but they'll throw the elbows down here. And that's not working your back. That's working your shoulders and your forearms. So one thing that helps me is I put my thumbs on the bar. With every exercise, I'm sure you guys have heard me say it like a million times, and you're probably like, David, what the hell does that mean? Keep your wrists stiff. So what that means is on a bar like this, they all pivot. So I don't want the bar moving. So by having the thumbs there, whenever you pull down, the wrists are locked in, the bar does not move. So other than that, I want you to drive those knees up in the pads. That's why they have these pads. I want your butt back a little bit and your chest up high. So it's almost like you're leaning forward, but then you're having yourself be tall up here. Pull the elbows down and think about bringing this bar through the top of your chest. Get that full stretch at the top. That's another thing that people don't do, is that they come here and they come up here and then back down. Full stretch, come down and squeeze. Get that full stretch, come down, squeeze. So I promise you, if you guys integrate those techniques into your lat pull downs, your back is going to blow up. You may have to cut down the weight a little bit, but I promise you that your back will grow after implementing those tips. All right, so this is a really good point, and it kind of correlates to prep, right? So last year, Kobe Bryant's death hit me like really hard in a weird way. I'm not really a basketball fan, but I'm like a fan of greatness, right? So I started prep in January last year, right? And whenever I do cardio, I'm always doing the Stairmaster. I watch videos. What I watch kind of depends on how I'm feeling, right? Sometimes, like if I'm dragging, I watch something like uplifting and motivating and like, you know, something that's gonna kind of like light a fire on my ass and like, let's go, like go to work, you got this. So I was watching Kobe videos for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, probably from, you know, January 1 until, you know, I forgot when he died. I think it was like mid-January, late January. But I remember I was at the gym and I did my cardio and I saw the news right after I did cardio and I was like, there's no way that's true. And just like the fact, like I was watching all of his videos and I was like, you know, learning about like his mindset and just like appreciating like his dedication to his craft so much, like seeing how he had, you know, tragically passed, like really kind of affected me. So me and Peter were just talking about like, you know, Tom Brady and like his impact on, I guess, the game, but like just the people around him. Like he makes everyone level up. Like that's what I'm trying to do. Like even for myself and like those around me, like I'm trying to get to a point where like anywhere I go, like the culture's lifted, you know what I mean? So, and that really just goes in like what I was saying earlier with the mindset, right? Like I'm really, really putting an emphasis on keeping my mind straight, because especially in a prep, like there'll be times where, you know, like your mind plays tricks on you, whether it's like, you know, thinking you don't look good in the mirror, or, you know, like your body or your mind saying like, okay, I'm hungry, let's have a cheat meal when you don't need one. I think, you know, having that Tom Brady, that Kobe Bryant mentality of like, you know, making it a priority to level up and keep on going is going to go a long way. So that's what I'm trying to be like this year. I'm trying to be Tom Brady. I'm trying to be Kobe Bryant. And that's what I meant by like flipping that switch and leveling up. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. If not, whatever, just do the lat pull downs, but whatever. We're gonna do a second set. Let's go. All right, so we're at the gym right now. Fucking duh. But this is our first video that we filmed up there. And I remember Peter sent me that video and I was like, damn. I love the editing and everything, but I was like, I look all right. Now I look back on that and I'm like, man, I need to get back to that level of conditioning, fullness, hardness, yada, yada, yada. But improved. So if you guys haven't checked out that video, check out the first video. It's probably one of my favorite videos I've ever done, even to this day. So give it a like, but that's my motivation right there, is to beat that guy right there. Does y'all's like music change? Like I listen to different music, like depending on the day. Like today it's a Suicide Boys day. Sometimes I listen to like Juice WRLD. Sometimes I listen to like 2000s rock, like Papa Roach and stuff like that, or like Drowning Pool. It really changes. So like, what's y'all's go-to gym music? And if you have a good playlist, send it to me, because my music's like, I don't know, it's all over the place. Anyways, next exercise we got is gonna be a underhand grip barbell row. This one's gonna target the lower lats, right? So a lot of people will work on kind of like those mid to upper lats, doing lat pull downs, even doing seated rows or dumbbell rows, sometimes incorrectly, but this one's gonna work on those lower lats, as well as building some thickness around your middle back, right? So the biggest thing I can tell y'all on this one is to make sure you stay hinged at the hips. Be bent over, I want you to be like a 40-degree angle and make sure you're not raising upwards with the bar. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. Let's get it. Pick a weight that you can control, but one that's gonna be challenging. All right, on this guy, I always have the bar right outside my hips, because when you're too wide out here, it might create some elbow pain. So you wanna make sure that you're at your strongest with your positioning, right? So I put my pinkies right where it starts with the knurling. The knurling's kind of the rough part of the bar. Put my pinky there, and same thing, make sure those wrists are stiff. So once you pull up on the bar, keep that back nice and tall, chest up high. You're gonna hinge at the hips. From there, drive up and back down. So for me, on my underhand grip rows, I rest the weight down, reset, pull back up, squeeze. Reset, pull up, squeeze. One of my favorite exercises for back is going to be a hammer strength machine row. I love this machine because there's so many ways you can utilize it, whether it's two-armed for the middle back, there's different grip placements. So one of my favorite things I like to do with this one though is a one-arm horizontal row. It really is probably one of the main reasons why my lats are so developed, and it's really because I have a great mind muscle connection on it. So I want to show you guys kind of some tips and tricks on how to utilize this machine most optimally and efficiently, so you guys can give it a try and blow up those lats. So one thing I like to do is, there is a chair on this machine, completely ignore it, while doing this one. So there are times where I like to be seated and I'll do two arm rows. So on this one, what I like to do, you have a little bit of a cage. I have 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the box, and I always grab towards the top of the handle. And with the hand that's not working, I like to grab the bench here. That way, the more things you can lock down to where they're not moving, the more you can focus on contracting that muscle that you're working, right? So I go here, again, stiff wrist. I don't want you coming here and coming here where the wrist is moving. Get in, dig in, do not move other body groups that you don't want to move, right? The more movement you have, the less controlled and the less contraction that you'll get in your movement, okay? So keep that wrist stiff. I push my chest forward in this bench. I grab on here for some extra stability, and I pull back and squeeze. So I don't want you swinging open here, because while you're working, you're not optimally getting that muscle short. So nice and tall, elbow back, squeeze. Control forward, elbow back, squeeze. Another thing that helps me, think about pointing the bicep up to the ceiling. Pull back, squeeze, pull back, squeeze. Good set there. I'm sweating my ass off. So Jack and Angela are gonna be super hyped to see me take off my shirt and show off the tank top, because I always have oversized shirts on. All right, I'm getting bullied. We good? We clear? We clear? You sure? That's probably not a good angle. Anyways, ignore that part. Fuck. All right. Anyways, I'm getting bullied in the gym today. So First off, Jack is telling me that I always wear oversized shirts, which I do. That's fine. He's like, why do you always wear oversized shirts? And I was like, well, it's my thing. So I know he's not watching my YouTube videos. Angelo pointed that out, so shout out to Angelo. And then I'm doing my set, whatever, take off my shirts, I'm like, hey, right? Angelo's like, yeah, you got your tank top on, yeah. And then another one of my clients here, Trish and then Neiman, and Trish has her headphones on, and Trish and Neiman are engaged. And Trish just goes, why is David so pale? Not knowing, like, people get like she's being loud with her headphones on, and I heard her, and I was like, why are you so pale? And everyone just started laughing, but like, I got a spray tan, guys. It was my birthday. I wanted to look good for the pictures, okay? All right, and then plus, like, I'm so deathly pale, like I need a tan, you know? And every time I get a spray tan, people bully me, like, sorry, I'm the color of Casper, you know? I can't help it. No one says shit when I show up like an Oompa Loompa, they just think I did a show, so. It's a tough life, bro, it's a tough life. Can't please everyone, can't please everyone. All right, well, thanks, Dad. All right, so little drops on this one. We're gonna go 2 arms, so we're actually gonna use the bench. I always put the bench halfway up. That way, the top of my chest is over the bar, or of the bench, I should say. I grab up top here, make sure it's just outside shoulder width. So if you have shorter arms, like, you know, if you're a little bit shorter, grab inwards. And if you're a girl, you might even wanna come here. So I always grab towards the outside of the bars, make sure the elbows are up. You're gonna pull out, squeeze. Pull back and squeeze, make sure those elbows are parallel to the ground. One more exercise and we're done.
Okay, tool.
All right, last exercise. It's gonna be a seated cable row. I talked on this one a little bit last time, but this truly is one of the exercises that can make or break your back growth, right? So, so many people do this exercise incorrectly. So what I do with this is I use a mag bar. If you don't have these bars, you can use a regular closed grip bar, that's totally fine. But I truly drop the weight and focus on the squeeze. So what I do on this one is really, like, I make sure I'm set up in a position where I can optimally pull and only use my back, not my shoulders, not my biceps, only my middle back to pull the weight in and I control on the way back. So the biggest problem that people have on this one is that they come either too short and they come here with their biceps, or they come way too far and they do this. Okay, so what I want y'all to focus on is having a good strong grip here, and then come back, stick your butt out, but chest up. So that way you're already kind of shortened. All you have to do from there is pull into your chest, squeeze, control it back, pull back, squeeze, all right? If you can't feel those shoulder blades come together, reset and find a position that you can feel a little stronger at. All right, so this is the last exercise for back two. So you're not gonna be pushing crazy numbers, right? And that's kind of what I want y'all to focus on. Or at least me, that's what I'm gonna focus on for this contest prep. You wanna go as hard as you can, but with a purpose, right? So off season is the time where you're throwing around crazy amounts of weight and you're really pushing, you know, your strength to the limit, your kind of workouts are longer, etc. But with prep, energy is gonna decrease, your time available to train is gonna decrease. Like I have to prioritize cardio, I have to prioritize cooking time, I have to prioritize work. So you really have to optimize your time in more aspects than just training, right? So with that being said, you wanna optimize your gym time more so than anything. Because if you have a good workout, or if I have a good workout, I'm gonna remain sane, I'm gonna be in a good headspace. But if my workout sucks, or if I feel like I couldn't give my all, or if I feel like, you know, man, I moved around some weight, but I'm not sore, I didn't feel anything, blah, 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 then I know I can correct it and I know I should be doing things differently, right? So with this exercise, I'd rather you focus on squeezing and making sure you're really getting the most out of every rep and dropping the weight by doing so, and then just pushing around numbers and not seeing any results. This is, at the end of the day, I'm a bodybuilder. I'm not a power lifter. I'm not here to impress everyone at the gym. I'm here to look a certain way on stage and look better than people on stage. So that shit starts right now. So every rep, every workout, every exercise, every meal, every step of cardio from here on out counts. And it sounds dramatic, but it's some real shit, because I promise you, if in 16 weeks I get off the stage and someone was just a little bit better than me, I'm going to remember any skipped cardio. I'm going to remember reps I left in the tank. I'm going to remember the little things that I did not do in times like right now. So I'm making sure no stone is left unturned, and I'm making sure that we're making it happen and getting shit done by any means. Like I said it earlier, it's not just some catchy title, it's not just a little prep series. Like, this is going to be a way of life 16 weeks. Like, I'm going to find a way to happen, whatever it takes, by any means. Like, it's going to happen. So that's today's rant done. You got 2 more rounds. So like I said, long story short, execute the reps. Don't cheat the reps, don't cheat the weight, don't try and look cool. Get your purpose, like find the purpose in the exercise, execute it, and find a way to make it happen optimally. So we got 2 more. All right, so workout's a wrap. I always do some dumb shit like that. People always make fun of like how much I talk with my hands, and like I genuinely can't help it. In real life, I do the same thing too. So, whatever. Anyways, workout's done. We went a little more conservative with the approach today. I wanted to kind of be a little more instructional. And honestly, the main takeaway from the video is that we're back on prep, baby. So I'm honestly pretty excited about it. I'm gonna miss like cheat meals and having some flexibility and freedom, but honestly at the same time, like I love the grind of the prep. Like I love being grounded and kind of having that kind of routine. So I'm really excited for it, man. Like I really am. And like I said, like there's really no BS, there's no excuses. Like I'm feeling really in a good place to begin this prep, and I feel like I'm in a good place to where I was able to grow a little bit and give my body a break. And the name of the game is going to be to improve and keep on making those improvements until we get that pro card. So, I really am confident that this is going to be the year. And even if it's not supposed to be the year, I'm going to try my damnedest to make it the year. So like I said, man, like the by any means is really just kind of a mindset. It's really more of an attitude to go out and attack the day and take every day, day by day, and just win, take your small victories and just kind of win each day as they come, right? So if we're able to kind of take it piece by piece and win every day individually, the whole picture is going to be a lot smoother, a lot easier. So, 16 weeks sounds like a long time, but if I was to take it day by day, that'll make it a little bit easier, right? So, like I said, man, there's no BS, there's no excuses. So I want to take you all along for the ride, and I want to make sure that you guys get a little bit of insight into my life, and I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. So now I got one more cheat meal for my birthday. I'm going to go get some sushi with my dad, and after that, it's back on it. Diet hasn't changed too much yet. We're still eating a lot of food, so I'm sure that's going to be changing pretty soon. So I'm in the next video, I'm going to show you guys what I look like underneath all the shirts and the tanks and the workouts and the pumps. I'm going to show you guys a true, raw, unfiltered look of what I look like, and then that's going to be our starting point, and then we're going to go and grind for 16 weeks. So until then, find a way, make it happen. We're going to make it happen by any means. Peace.